Hey guys, this is Miss Katz, and today I'm going to take a few minutes to go over the most often missed questions on the Milestones check that you guys did on Monday. And I skipped one question in particular because it was missing a picture. It wasn't your fault, it was mine. So that question I didn't necessarily redo for us because I'm not sure why we missed that because you didn't have anything to go by. So I'm going to pick the top four that were missed on that assignment yesterday. So here we go. We're going to take a look at this one. Now it says question number 4, but because I have them rotating, it means that you may have had it as a different question number, but you should remember the question itself. It says, look at the picture hanging in a rectangular frame. What is the width W of the picture frame? And so what we're going to do is we're going to look at the formula for area. So it gave us the area, okay, and it gave us W as the width and 2/3 is the height, or the length. So the formula for area for a rectangle is area equals length times width, or base times height, either one of them. And so in this case, what we're going to do is fill in what we know. Well, we know that the area was 5/9. And we know that the length is 2/3, and the width is W. So our job in this particular case is to try to find out what W is. Well, if you guys notice, this is an equation, and we've been solving equations, a bunch this year. The operation that's going on here, W is being multiplied by 2/3. So to undo multiplying by 2/3, I'm going to divide by 2/3. And whatever we do on one side of an equation, we always do on the other. So this turns really into 5/9. I'm going to move this up a little bit so you can see the work. 5/9 divided by 2/3. And if you guys remember when we did this unit, we're going to keep the first fraction, change the division into multiplication, and flip the other fraction over to make it its reciprocal. When we do that, I always told you guys to simplify before you multiply. So we're going to look top to bottom. And do you see here that there are numbers in the top that share factors in the number in the bottom? So 3 and 9, they happen to share a factor of 3. So when I divide by 3 on top, I get a 1. When I divide by 3 on the bottom, I get a 3. Since those are the only common factors I see top to bottom, now I am simply going to multiply across. So on the top, I will get 5, and on the bottom, I will get 6. And notice that that is 5/6 foot, because it is the other dimension here. It's not the area. We do square feet for area. We do foot for individual dimensions. And if you notice, that matched up with this answer on my answer key. All right. Question number 6, let me just move this up a little bit so we can see it better, is that Tyler took 33 photos while on the class field trip. This is 3 times as many photos as Kayla took, which shows the equation that can be used to find out how many photos Kayla took and its solution. So let's take a look. All right. Tyler took 33 photos. His 33 photos is 3 times the number of photos that Kayla took. Okay, so there's our equation. So we know we've got 3x or 3k equaling 33. So there it is right there, and there it is right there. We've already narrowed our choices down to 2. Now we've got to solve. So what's happening to k? It's being multiplied by 3. To solve the equation, I'm going to divide by 3 on both sides. And when I do that, I get k over here, because these 3's divide out, and it equals 11. So since this one said that k equals 11, this is the correct answer choice. And again, your answer choices may have been in a different order, because that's how they were designed. All right, let's take a look at the other 2 questions that I have put on here. Let me see if I can get us set up. So Flora plots the coordinates of a park on a map of her neighborhood. The corners of the park are located at points -9, 7, 4, 7, 4, -3, and -9, -3. If each square on the map represents 100 square meters, what are the dimensions of the park? All right, there's a lot of stuff going on in this question, so we're going to take it one step at a time. First, I highly recommend that you draw out a little map, okay? So here's our x coordinate and here's our y. And when you do that, we don't have to get it exact, but we want to know what's going on. So this point over here, -9, 7, that's going to be back 9 and up 7. So this is going to be A, -9 and 7, okay? And if we go to B, it's going to be over 4 and up 7. Okay, and then if we go to C, it's going to be over 4 and down 3. And here's C, that's 4 3, negative 3. And then we go to D, which is going to be over negative 9 and down 3. And that's D, and it is negative 9, negative 3. All right? Now, it doesn't have to be perfect. We're not looking for perfection. We just want to know what's going on. So if you notice, here I went up 7, I went over negative 9 and up 7, and I went over negative 9 and down 3. So the grand total distance here is 10. 7 up, 3 down, makes a grand total of 10 for the width. Okay, the length over here, notice here I went back 9, okay, I went back 9 and down 3, and I went over 4 and down 3. So back 9, over 4, that's a grand total of 13. All right, now that's the dimensions for this rectangle. And we want to know the area, and one of the dimensions of the park. So here's the deal. Each square in this little grid represents 100 meters squared. Okay? Well, if it's a square, we know that the sides have to be the same. And what number can I multiply times itself to get 100? It's 10. So each side here must be 10. And if you're looking at that on the grid, that means if we're going over 1, it actually equates to 10 meters instead of one space. So each space on my grid represents 10 meters. Okay? So if we know that, and we know that this is 13 spaces times 10 per space gets me 130 meters. And 10 spaces times 10 meters per space gets me 100 meters. So the answer to this question will be this one right here. Okay, it was a two-step process. All right, and question number 13. The table describes data collected in a survey of 6th graders at one school. We want to know what this information tells you about the time the 6th graders spent studying. Well, I can tell you about the time 6th graders have been spent studying. It's not as much as sometimes I'd like. The table describes data collected. So we're looking at this table. They give us the range, the mean, the median, and the mode. Let's look at some of our options here. Because the mean is greater than the median. So is the mean greater than the median? Yes. So this one's still in the running. The data shows that some students spend an unusually short time studying. But remember, as we increase the numbers in our data set, then our mean is going to get bigger and bigger. So that one can't be true because it will not show that they have short times. It means that they're going to have a little longer time. So because the mean is greater than the median, again, that's true, so we're still good. The data shows that some students spend an unusually long time studying. So far, that one sounds pretty good to me. Let's take a look at the other two choices. Because the median and the mode are equal, the data shows that very few students participate in the survey. One has nothing to do with the other. The median is simply the number in the middle, and the mode is the one that shows up the most, has nothing to do with how many pieces of data we have in our set. And because the range is so wide, the data shows that the study times are evenly distributed. All the range tells us here is that they are distributed among 12.5 points. It doesn't tell us that they're evenly distributed because most of those points could be at one end of the range or the other, or right in the middle. So this one is out. That leaves us just with this option. All right, guys, I hope this helps. The rest of your assignment today will be found in your MSG. Check the blog for all the details. Hope you guys are doing well, and I get to see you soon.